Good evening. I am Mark Seal with your live Sports World. Sports persons looking to cheat the system, beware, because the World Anti-Doping Agency will be stepping up its testing in and out of competition ahead of some forthcoming major games. This assertion from Dr. Adrian Lord, who is chairman of the National Anti-Doping Commission. He made the comments while speaking ahead of tonight's Thornhill Talk Sports program.
As the Olympics are coming up, there is more and more out-of-competition testing. We have the Pan Am Games coming up in October in Mexico. And the Barbados Olympic Association will be doing some testing as well. We don't have a lot of funds in Barbados, but we have to abide by the World Anti-Doping Code that we have signed on to. And we use it as a deterrent. We tested persons at the UE Games recently. And you didn't hear of any positive results there. We tested at the inter-school sports, and we've never had an anti-doping rule violation at any of those tests, at any of those sports.
You can hear more from Dr. Lord on TV8's Thornhill Talk Sports tonight from 9 p.m. Barbados will lead the Pan American Junior Track and Field Championships in Florida with 1 medal after our last 2 medal hopes finished down the pack last night in the men's 800 meters. Antonio Maskell clocked 1 minute 51.55 seconds to finish 6th in that event, while John Haynes was 8th in 1 minute 56.15. Keon Joseph will bring back Barbados' lone medal after clocking 52.47 to take the bronze in the men's 400-meter hurdles. And Barbados have fallen to 0-2, going down in their 2 opening matches of the Pan American Junior Badminton Championships currently on in Jamaica. Yesterday, the Bajans went down 3-2 to the hosts. Barbados won the women's singles through Moniata Riviera and the women's doubles with the pair of Riviera and Michaela Carrington. But they lost the men's singles, the men's doubles, and the mixed doubles clashes. Now today, the Bajans didn't win a single game against the United States. They lost all 5 matchups, 2 straight. And Stephen Payne copped a silver medal last night as the Caribbean Regional Table Tennis Federation Pre-Cadet Championship ended in the Dominican Republic. In the under-13 division, Payne had defeated Oliver Nunes of the Dominican Republic 3-love to advance to the semifinals. And there he beat Trinidad and Tobago's Aaron Wilson 3-2 to advance to the finals. However, he went down 3-1 in the final to Emmanuel Lozano of the Dominican Republic, finishing as the runner-up in the competition. Payne's performance ensured that the Barbados team would not return home empty-handed when they arrive tomorrow night. On the cycling, Darren Matthews has won 3 national titles after just day 1 of the 2011 Barbados Cycling Track Championships. Yesterday on the Randolph Field Velodrome at the National Stadium, Matthews, riding under the colors of the G4S Swift Cycle Club in the seniors category, won the key ring, the kilo, and the scratch race, which went 7,500 meters. There are 2 other cyclists with 2 wins going into this evening's second session. Independent junior rider Javed Mounter also won the key ring and the kilo in his category, but had to settle for a second behind Matthews when those 2 met in the scratch. Sedwin Jones of Amman Fujian has 2 victories under his chain in the Masters division. He too got home first in the key ring and the kilo. There was 1 race for the women, juveniles and tiny mice each, going 500 meters. Independent cyclist Deidre Mears won the women's event in 41.93 seconds. Christine Vanderpool of Amman Fujian was the fastest juvenile in 37.72, while Johnny Miller, also of Fujian, was the best of the tiny mites. His time, 43.4 seconds. We'll take a break here. When we come back, cricket.
Everybody wants something different from their mobile. Some people want to stay in touch. Others just want to stay on top of it all. Some people want to choose the right plan for their lifestyle. Others just want it all in a bundle. Some love getting more for their money by carrying over unused minutes. Others just want more convenient ways to top up. But hey, whatever you want from your mobile, chances are you will find it with Lion. Lion, for living every day.
Anderson took 5 for 65 as England stormed to a 196-run victory over India on the final afternoon of a thrilling opening test at Lord's. Needing 9 wickets to win, England made the perfect start, removing 3 batsmen in the morning session and taking the key wicket of Sachin Tendulkar after lunch. With Suresh Raina, who made 78, offering stern resistance, India battled through to tea with 5 wickets intact, but the tourist tail offered little resistance as England seized the 1-0 lead in the 4-match series. Scores in the game: England 474 for 8 declared and 269 for 6 declared, India 286 and 261. Anderson taking 5 for 65, Raina hitting 78 and VVS Laxman 56. Andrew Strauss's men will head to Trent Bridge for the second test on Friday, full of confidence after getting the better of the world's top-ranked side in the 2000th test in history. India, though, remain the #1 side in the world, but England will surpass them if they can win the series by a 2-match margin. In more cricket news, Barbados are actually topping the standings in the WICB Regional Under-19 3-day championship in Guyana, despite getting little play during the rain-affected second round. The Bajans had to settle for a no decision in their match against the Leeward Islands at the Demerara Cricket Club, which ended yesterday. Both sides walked away with 3 points. Jamaica and Guyana also had to settle for a no decision in their rain-affected match at Border. However, under the tournament rules, teams are awarded 0.1 bonus points for every wicket taken by a fast bowler. So, Barbados are first with 16.1 points, Jamaica second, 15.6, while Guyana are third, 15.5. Now, after their victory, TNT are fourth with 12.3, the Leewards next, 3.2, while the defending champions, the Windwards, are at the bottom of the standings on 1 point after suffering 2 defeats. The Barbadians face Jamaica in the 3rd round, which opens tomorrow. There's a new venue for that game. The game has been moved from the Police Sports Club, and it will now be played at Enmore. Now, in the other games, Guyana will take on Trinidad, while there will be a bottom-of-the-table clash between the Windwards and the Leewards. In football, Uruguay beat Paraguay 3-0 to win the Copa America for the record 15th time. The victory yesterday in Argentina gives Uruguay their first Copa America title since 1995, but it breaks the tie they had with Argentina for most titles overall.
The dynamic duo of Forlan and Suarez were too much for their opponents to handle. Uruguay sent out an early warning sign. Just a couple of minutes into the match, Diego Lugano had his header saved, but Justo Villar, and then the second effort by Sebastian Coates was cleared by a defender, and maybe there was a penalty to be awarded. That was a warning of things to come. In the 11th minute, Suarez collected a pass in the area, turned and beat Villar at the far post. 1-0 for Uruguay. The World Cup semi-finalists continue to push forward. Arevalo Rios gained possession, found Forlan, and the Atletico Madrid striker did the rest. His first goal in 13 games for his country. It seems to inspire him as he hit the back of the net again in injury time in the second half after a great layoff from Suarez. Forlan equaling the all-time scoring record for Uruguay as he helped his nation win the competition for the first time since 1995.
And after that result, there's now the belief that Uruguay are the best in Central or South America, even better than Brazil or Argentina. This talk came up seriously when the team arrived home today with the Copa America Cup.
The victorious squad returning to their capital city, Montevideo, Monday, much to the adulation of an ecstatic public. Just look at that. Forlan, who's now considered a veteran at 32 years of age, banging in 2 superb goals after fellow forward Luis Suarez had got the opener. Many in the game now feel Uruguay are the best team in Latin America after the poor recent showings of both Argentina and Brazil in recent months. Uruguay also got to the World Cup semi-finals last year in South Africa, you may recall. As for Forlan, a really special achievement too. He now follows his father and his grandfather in winning the Copa America. Meantime, speculation surrounding the future of Argentina's head coach, Sergio Batista, it continues to swirl after the host nation were eliminated in the quarter-finals. Argentina haven't won a major trophy now in 18 years, and they last won a World Cup a quarter of a century ago. Batista hitting back, though, Monday, saying, "I am sure of my footballing ideas. I always said the Copa was all about getting ready for the World Cup in 2014. I am absolutely resolved to keep going."
In football in Barbados, Dungeon won the Battle of the Titans in the Pinelands inter-block competition when they beat arch rivals Academics 3-2. CBC's Andy Thornhill reports on last night's final.
Big crowd, Dungeon on the top, making all the right moves until Aka disturbed their grooves and paid the penalty. Andy Mears in the 5th minute puts the Dungeon team 1 goal up. Goal number 2, Mears sneaking through the back door like a thief in the night, makes it 2 to Dungeon. And here comes a chance for Academia to reply. And Ryan Baptiste, a beautiful goal in the 49th. The fans on top. Look at this one from Russell Scantlebury. My golly, so fine in the pine. Dungeon over Academics. Andy Thornhill, CBC Sports.